Many people experience a puzzling phenomenon: sudden awakenings in the middle of the night, between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. Lying in the dark, staring at the ceiling, they wonder why their body stubbornly refuses to fall back asleep. For older women, this might not just be an annoying coincidence, but a signal the body is sending, trying to communicate important aspects of their health, emotional state, and even their future. The paradox is that most people don't realize these awakenings can indicate hidden processes occurring within the body. Strategies exist to not only help understand the causes of these nocturnal vigils, but also to transform restless hours into moments of peace and clarity. The fourth strategy, often overlooked, could be key to improving sleep and overall health. All the advice is supported by scientific data and aims to help improve sleep, boost energy levels, and enhance emotional well-being. If you're struggling with these unpleasant nighttime awakenings, it's worth watching until the end. You'll learn simple yet effective steps to calm the body, clear the mind, and even find inspiration during these quiet morning hours. Don't resign yourself to sleepless nights. You can take control and improve your sleep habits. Prepare to learn about transformative steps that can change your sleep forever. The solution you're looking for might be closer than you think. Imagine waking up in the pitch black of night, the remnants of sleep still weighing on your body, but your mind already wide awake. Your gaze falls on the clock, and a sudden wave of anxiety pierces your consciousness upon seeing the ominous numbers, 3:17 a.m., illuminated in red or blue light. Your heart skips a beat. "Oh no, not again," whispers a familiar fear, creeping in like an old uninvited guest. This feeling is, unfortunately, familiar. A feverish flurry of thoughts begins. If I fall asleep right now, I'll still get a few hours of sleep. No, it's too late. Maybe just a little. Oh God, why won't sleep come? Your heart pounds, thoughts swarm like a beehive, and the more desperately you try to return to Morpheus's embrace, the more unattainable that goal seems. A familiar picture, isn't it? Despair, disappointment. These feelings are understandable. But know that you're not alone in this state. Awakenings in the middle of the night, especially between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m., happen much more often than commonly believed. And contrary to popular opinion, it's not a harbinger of the end of the world. The main problem is that panic and mental chaos due to lack of sleep only exacerbate the situation, adding fuel to a fire that might not have been there in the first place. It's worth pausing for a moment to consider why this happens, and more importantly, how you can change the course of the night. Trying to force yourself to fall asleep is like trying to break a wild Mustang while standing on slippery ice. It's not only useless, but doomed to failure. When you lie in bed, clenching your fists, mentally begging your body to grant you sleep, you're not calming your mind, but fueling a storm. Stress floods your body, along with cortisol, an evil genius that disrupts sleep. Cortisol is a natural alarm clock, reminding you to wake up and take action, regardless of your desire. It's that nagging voice that whispers, "Don't even think about falling asleep again. Brain is on, and there's no rest for you." And before you know it, your nervous system is working at full capacity, leaving you in an even more agitated state than when you first woke up. The irony is that the more you fight sleep, the less likely it is to return. So, why not stop this pointless struggle? Why not transform this nighttime awakening into something less painful, perhaps even a moment of peace, or better yet, something useful? It's time to change your approach to this problem. First of all, don't stay lying down, indulging in feelings of defeat. Understanding that giving in to the temptation to simply stare into the darkness without taking any action is understandable, but you shouldn't do it. You need to gently sit up, avoiding sudden movements, as if abruptly transitioning to active activity. Even a slight change in posture can signal to the brain that the situation is not hopeless, but merely a temporary respite. Then, take a deep breath and exhale slowly. Inhale through your nose while counting to 4, then hold your breath, and exhale through your mouth while counting to 6. Repeating this action is not just a calming ritual, but a kind of cheat code for your body and mind. Rhythmic and measured breathing activates the parasympathetic nervous system, acting as a switch that can quell the raging chaos. It might not always be obvious, but with each deep breath, the body begins to relax, shoulders drop, and heart rate slows down. This isn't magic. It's the manifestation of biological processes working for your benefit. Then you need to ask yourself why you're waking up. Being curious? Maybe the pillow has lost its shape and become as flat as a pancake from prolonged use. Or the blanket has become tangled around your legs, restricting movement and creating discomfort. It's also possible that the room is too hot, or worse, too cold. It's possible that someone left a window open, exposing the sleeper to the cold. These minor inconveniences can subtly creep into your sleep and deprive you of precious rest, even if you don't realize it. However, you can combat this by taking action. Take the time to get up, fluff the pillow, untangle the sheets, and adjust the room temperature to a comfortable 60-66 degrees Fahrenheit, 16-19 degrees Celsius, which, according to scientific data, is the optimal temperature for sleep. Even a simple glass of water can be beneficial, as dehydration is often the cause of nighttime awakenings. So, don't stay defeated, feeling helpless and frustrated. Take control of the situation by taking even the smallest steps. Eliminating discomfort, calming the mind, and giving the body a chance to get the rest it deserves are key. These small changes may seem insignificant, but they can make a radical difference. It's important to break out of the cycle of frustration and restore your peace of mind. Everyone deserves a restful night's sleep, and the first step is to stop fighting, find balance, and allow your body to perform its natural function. Hydrating your body is not just a routine procedure, but a powerful act of self-care that requires a conscious approach. It's not just about drinking water, but about deeply nourishing the body, restoring balance, and providing the body with subtle yet necessary care. Imagine a situation. In the middle of the night, around 3:47 a.m., a feeling of discomfort arises. The mouth feels dry as if you've been chewing cotton, and the legs twitch restlessly, unable to find peace. Or, despite the coolness of the room, the body feels an unpleasant heat. It seems as if the body is sending a silent alarm signal, but the cause of the discomfort is difficult to determine. It doesn't seem serious, but it causes anxiety. This is where the insidiousness of dehydration lies. It creeps up unnoticed, depleting the body's water reserves during sleep. Waking up in the morning with a dry mouth, strange restlessness in the legs, and a feeling of heat is the body's desperate cry for help, a plea for water, the vital fluid lost overnight. Often, in the hustle and bustle of nighttime awakenings, we forget the importance of proper hydration. However, it is worth considering how to do this wisely, because in a semi-sleepy state, a simple glass of water may not be enough. It is important to understand that complete rest and recovery requires more than just quenching your thirst. Incorrect hydration can worsen the situation, leading to even more awakenings. A conscious approach to what and when we drink plays a key role. If everything is done correctly, the body will thank us, allowing us to return to a peaceful and restful sleep. Many make the mistake of automatically grabbing a glass of ice water. In moments of heat, you want to refresh yourself with something cold, but it is worth remembering that a drink swallowed in one gulp straight from the refrigerator in a semi-sleepy state is tantamount to a slap in the face to the body. Instead of coaxing the body to relax and return to a state of rest, we shock it with cold. Ice water crashes down on the system like a bucket of cold water, tearing it out of the sleepy haze, causing the muscles to tense and the mind to sharpen. It's like trying to comfort a frightened child by shaking them, which only makes their condition worse. Cold disrupts the body's natural rhythms, making it difficult to relax and fall into a deep sleep. Instead, preference should be given to water, whose temperature corresponds to the body's natural state. Room temperature or slightly warm water works wonders. It acts soothingly, like an embrace from within. Gentle on the body, it sends no alarming signals to the system. Sipping water at room temperature, the body does not experience shock or tension from the cold, but accepts it as a long-awaited reinforcement. It nourishes, restores, and soothes. The best part is that you don't need to go to the kitchen for an exotic drink. It's enough to keep a small glass or bottle of water next to the bed. No fuss, no complications, just gentle hydration when it's needed most. However, water alone is not always enough. If you're feeling particularly restless or uneasy, chances are your body is losing not just water, but also vital minerals like sodium, potassium, and magnesium. These essential electrolytes help maintain muscle relaxation, nerve stability, and balanced energy. Electrolytes are the conductors of the body's orchestra. When they're in balance, everything works harmoniously. But if electrolytes are lacking, you might wake up feeling dizzy, lightheaded, or strangely fatigued, even after a full night's sleep. A mild headache, a wired but tired feeling, or a sense that something's just off with your body. These are all signs that your electrolytes need a boost. In this case, a simple yet effective trick can make a difference. Instead of plain water, try adding a pinch of high-quality sea salt. We're talking about Celtic or Himalayan salt, not refined iodized table salt. The minerals in these salts are more bioavailable and beneficial for your body's electrolyte balance. A small pinch, just a few grains, is all you need. The goal isn't to overload your system with salt, but to gently replenish the essential minerals you've lost during sleep. This small adjustment helps to recharge your system without overwhelming your kidneys or pushing your body into overdrive. If salt isn't to your liking, you can add a splash of fresh lemon juice instead. Lemon not only gives the water a refreshing and tangy taste, but is also rich in potassium, another key mineral your body craves. Sipping slowly on water with a pinch of salt or lemon juice allows you to feel it settling into your system. There's no need to rush. Give your body time to absorb the hydration and nourishment it needs. It's an act of self-care, taking a moment to nurture your body when it needs it most. The benefits are palpable. The dryness in your mouth, the anxious feeling, the tightness in your legs, all start to recede. You can feel the balance returning to your body, bringing with it a sense of calm and ease. It's a subtle feeling of renewal, a sense of being more grounded and focused. That's what we give ourselves when we hydrate thoughtfully. There's a deep sense of satisfaction in taking care of yourself in this way. It's not just about drinking water. It's about offering your body the right kind of hydration at the right time and with the right ingredients. It's about supporting yourself, especially when you need it most. By taking small steps like sipping room temperature water with a pinch of salt or a splash of lemon juice, we're not just quenching our thirst, we're restoring our body's natural equilibrium, giving it what it truly needs to thrive. So, next time you wake up in the middle of the night feeling thirsty or restless, don't just grab the first glass of water you see. Take a moment to consider what your body is asking for. By giving it the care it deserves, you might find that the return to sleep is much smoother. It's these small acts of self-love that can transform not just your night, but your overall sense of well-being. Waking up suddenly at 4:12 a.m. isn't just a sleep interruption. It's something deeper and more unsettling, as if your body is betraying you, snatching you from Morpheus's embrace. The silence is oppressive. There's a weight on your chest, and a vague anxiety builds inside, an indescribable ache. It's not physical discomfort, but something deep inside signals unease, like someone is persistently tugging at your heart. Perhaps it's your mind, churning through the day's events, replaying stressful moments, or anticipating future anxieties. Does this feeling resonate when your mind refuses to rest and your emotions rage in the night silence? It's not just a sleep disturbance, but something more significant, perhaps not yet realized. This restless feeling might be an emotional awakening, a signal from your heart and mind urging you to pay attention to unresolved issues. In traditional Chinese medicine, emotions are closely linked to the health of organs. For example, the lungs are associated with sadness, grief, and stress. So, waking up in the early hours with a heavy heart may not be a coincidence, but a signal from your body about issues your mind has been ignoring during the day. It's an emotional whisper, reminding you of unresolved issues that need attention. The night silence allows your body to bring these emotions to the forefront, asking for attention. Ignoring these signals may lead your body to continue sending them, such as waking you at 4 a.m. when the world is silent and your mind is forced to listen. Perhaps it's a burden you've been carrying for days, weeks, or even years, an unresolved sadness or grief, a loss you haven't let go of. It might be stress from work, family, or daily life, a weight that presses down but is pushed aside due to a lack of time. It might be an unmailed letter or an unresolved dispute. Whatever it is, the body knows, even if the mind tries to hide it. In the silence of the night, these feelings surface, demanding attention. Modern science confirms this idea, though not exactly in the same terms. Research shows that emotional overload and stress can seriously disrupt sleep, leading to a state of heightened alertness, even when the body should be resting. Interestingly, this stress peaks in the early morning hours as the brain sorts through the emotional baggage of the day, consciously or not. Emotions suppressed during the day are amplified by the silence and solitude. Problems seem bigger when one lies awake at 3 or 4 a.m., as if the mind magnifies them, making them more overwhelming than the day before. It's the mind processing everything it didn't have time to confront, all the emotional weight one carried unconsciously, now pressing down. So, what to do when one wakes up in the middle of the night, feeling the weight of the world on their chest, with emotions that seem unbearable? Don't lie there and let them grow, turning the silence of the night into a breeding ground for fears and anxieties. Don't let thoughts spiral into a chaos of what-ifs and why-me's. Instead, take a moment for introspection. Slowly sit up, propping a pillow behind your back for comfort, and give yourself space to breathe. Sometimes it's helpful to step back and ask yourself a question, even if it seems strange. What's really going on deep down? What thoughts and feelings are keeping you awake? It's important to understand that right now there's no need to immediately seek answers or solutions. The main thing is to acknowledge the presence of inner turmoil and allow these feelings to surface. This simple act of recognition has tremendous power as it breaks the vicious cycle of ignoring the signals sent by the heart and mind. If possible, grab a pen and paper to jot down your thoughts. There's no need to try to figure everything out right away. Just let the words flow freely, even if they seem fragmented, jumbled, or confusing. It doesn't matter if they're simple phrases like, "I'm annoyed with Jen," or "I long for the past," or perhaps something more abstract. "Why do I feel so alone?" It's important to write down everything that comes to mind. The goal isn't to find a solution, but to free the mind from an oppressive burden. Writing gives inner chaos a tangible form. Don't strive for perfection or neatness. It's simply about providing yourself with space to process feelings, to give them a name so they don't remain trapped inside, becoming heavier and more intrusive with each passing minute. By simply acknowledging your feelings, you begin to weaken their power over you. Instead of fighting insomnia, try changing your attitude toward it. Accept the fact that you can't sleep, and this will be the first step toward easing your condition and beginning to heal. Don't seek immediate answers or perfect solutions. Sometimes simply acknowledging the weight of overwhelming emotions, allowing them to surface, and freeing yourself from intrusive thoughts can be more effective than any hasty decision. At this moment, it's important to show compassion to yourself, to remind yourself that you deserve the right to feel, experience, and heal, especially when the night silence forces you to confront what you've been avoiding during the day. So, the next time anxiety arises in the dark, don't run from it, but listen to it, let it guide you to the peace and clarity you deserve. Move gently. Give your body a chance to reset. Again, it's 4:23 a.m. You toss and turn in bed, staring wide-eyed at the cold glow of the clock as if it's accusing you of insomnia. Trying in vain to get warm, you pull up the blanket, but it only becomes more entangled around you, like a knot reflecting the chaos in your mind. Each movement brings no relief, but only intensifies the frustration. Why won't sleep come? Why does the body seem to resist what it desperately needs? This feeling is familiar to you. The clock, as if mocking you, ticks away each second, and its ticking echoes in your anxious mind. Time stretches out agonizingly, and the harder you try to stay still, the more your body rebels. Your neck is tense, your legs twitch involuntarily, and your thoughts spin in an endless cycle of frustration and confusion. Why can't you find peace? In fact, trying to stay still while floundering in this uncomfortable state only exacerbates the situation. The more you try to force yourself to sleep, the deeper you sink into the abyss of insomnia. You've probably been in this situation many times, feeling helpless and frustrated. However, there's a little secret. You don't have to stay in this state. Your body craves a reset, but it doesn't need an exhausting marathon or an intense workout. It needs a gentle, soothing impulse to release accumulated tension and return to a state of calm. This is a simple process, so simple it may seem like a trick, but believe me, it really works. First of all, forget about the need to lie still. Trying to remain motionless when your body is gripped by anxiety is like trying to hold water in your hands. It will still slip through your fingers. Instead, sit up slowly, avoiding sudden movements. Just gently change the position of your body. Lean back against the headboard or dangle your legs off the bed if that's more comfortable for you. It's important to allow yourself to move, to recognize that stillness is not always the solution when your body is overflowing with restless energy. Start with your neck. It's likely tense and stiff after hours of awkward sleeping positions. Gently rotate your neck. First, drop your chin to your chest, feeling a slight stretch along your spine. Then, slowly tilt your head to the right, allowing your ear to approach your shoulder. Take a deep breath, hold in this position, and then slowly exhale, turning your head to the left. Repeat these movements several times, gradually easing the tension in your shoulders. You may feel the tension gradually disappear as muscles that were tense, like a compressed spring, finally begin to relax. This is your body's way of expressing gratitude for finally listening to its needs. Now let's focus on the shoulders, which for many people, as if under the burden of daily worries and endless to-do lists, involuntarily rise to their ears. To release this tension, it is recommended to take a deep breath while raising your shoulders as high as possible, as if trying to touch the ceiling, and then slowly lower them on the exhale. Repeating this exercise 3 or 4 times, synchronizing each movement with deep breathing. Inhale when lifting and exhale when lowering. You can feel your body gradually relax. With each lowering of the shoulders, it's as if a signal is given. It's okay. You can release the tension. The sounds of cracking or clicking that may occur during this should not cause concern. This is just a sign that the body is getting rid of accumulated tension, which brings relief to the entire system. Next, activate blood circulation. It is recommended to sit on the edge of the bed and lean forward slightly, not straining, but simply bending at the hips and allowing your hands to slide towards your knees or the floor. You can spend a few seconds in this position, allowing your spine to gently stretch. This allows the muscles to relax and release tension that has arisen from prolonged lying down. Stimulating blood flow to the lower back helps alleviate the feeling of stiffness that can occur after several hours in one position. While in this position, it is recommended to take a deep breath through your nose and exhale through your mouth, feeling your chest expand and your body soften with each breath. This deep breathing sends a signal of safety to the nervous system and invites the body to release stress accumulated during the day. In conclusion, to shake off restless energy, you can alternately lift your legs and shake them slightly, as if shaking off water after swimming. This may seem a little strange, but this technique really works. By allowing yourself a few seconds to shake each leg, you can feel the tension dissolve in your calves and thighs. If your legs often twitch due to anxiety, this exercise will help calm them. Cold hands or feet may indicate that circulation needs help. In this case, quickly rubbing your hands together as if trying to start a fire and applying them to your legs can warm your limbs a little. This simple measure can significantly help the body relax and prepare for sleep. Scientific studies confirm that when hands and feet are warm, falling asleep happens faster. This is because body temperature decreases just before sleep, and warm limbs promote this process, signaling the brain to prepare for rest. These small, delicate movements may seem insignificant, but they are a quiet reminder to the body that it deserves relaxation, freedom from stress and tension that prevents sleep. By giving yourself this minute long reset, you can allow your body to thank you for your care and attention. Immerse yourself in the healing power of sound and find the peace that your exhausted brain craves. Imagine this picture. It's the middle of the night, the clock reads 3:58, and your mind suddenly decides that now is the perfect time for an intellectual marathon. An endless stream of thoughts, like restless ping-pong balls, rushes through your head, giving you not a moment's peace. Did I lock the door? What important meeting awaits me tomorrow? Why did I even say that stupid thing back in 2019? Questions swarm in my mind, preventing sleep. You desperately try to calm down, but the harder you try to silence your mind, the louder this chaotic noise becomes. You are as if stuck in an endless cycle of obsessive thoughts, dreaming of silence and peace, but instead you are haunted only by insomnia. Sweet sleep seems like an unattainable dream. A familiar situation, isn't it? I'm sure many of you have encountered something similar. When the mind goes into hyperdrive mode, attempts to calm it with willpower are as effective as trying to tame a fierce tornado with an ordinary paper fan. It only causes irritation and powerlessness. But don't despair. There is a way out. There is a secret weapon, a sedative that does not require any extra effort from you. You no longer need to fight yourself. Just connect to the healing power of sound. Believe me, the right sound can become that gentle, soothing hand that carefully lulls your restless thoughts and returns you to the world of dreams. Instead of mechanically reaching for the phone, which is so characteristic of modern people, mired in an endless stream of news and notifications, it is worth realizing that this is just a trick that fuels the hyperactivity of the brain and leads further away from the desired sleep. Instead, you should pay attention to sound methods that can pacify the mind and speed up falling asleep. In the first place among these methods is pink noise. White noise, which mimics the static interference of a television, may seem harsh and intrusive, while pink noise, on the contrary, has a soft and enveloping effect. It resembles the soothing sounds of rain gently tapping on the glass, the rustling of foliage, or the measured sound of the surf, lulling and immersing you in a state of peace. The subtle but important difference between pink and white noise is the attenuation of high frequencies, creating a feeling of a warm and cozy cocoon. Scientific studies show that pink noise ideally synchronizes with the natural rhythm of brainwaves, slowing down their frequency and promoting deep and restorative sleep. A study conducted at Northwestern University in 2017 found that pink noise not only improves sleep quality, but also has a positive effect on memory. To use this method, simply use a small speaker or a preloaded recording with pink noise, setting a low volume, barely audible, and allowing the soft rhythm of rain or sea waves to carry your thoughts into the world of dreams. If pink noise does not have the desired effect, you can resort to a short meditation for sleep. You shouldn't think about long and complex practices. 5 to 10 minutes is enough to calm the mind. Imagine a quiet voice like the soothing timbre of Morgan Freeman gently guiding you through relaxation exercises. Focus on your breathing, gradually relaxing each part of your body, starting with the tips of your toes and moving up to your ankles, calves, and so on. Like a bedtime story for adults, meditation allows you to escape from the noise of the outside world and immerse yourself in a state of peace. The effectiveness of this method is explained by the fact that it gives the brain a simple and monotonous task that calms the mind and prevents the occurrence of disturbing thoughts. The voice becomes a kind of thread, pulling you out of the whirlpool of thoughts and returning you to the safe space of the bed. This does not require any special applications. It is enough to use free resources available on YouTube or in podcasts. It is only important to make sure that there are no sudden advertisements or loud inserts that can disrupt the relaxation process. Test different options in advance and choose the one that suits you best, setting a quiet volume that is sufficient for perception but does not interfere with falling asleep. Allow the voice to gently and gradually lead you out of the chaotic stream of thoughts and back to peaceful sleep. It's amazing how a simple sound can transform the whole night. The next time you wake up in the middle of the night, try these methods to calm your mind and immerse yourself in a deep and restful sleep. Give your brain a break, a small haven from the hustle and bustle of the surrounding world. In conclusion of today's conversation, it is worth looking back at the path we have traveled and comprehending the acquired knowledge. During the discussion, the topic of the inextricable relationship between the emotional state and the physical well-being of a person was touched upon. Particular attention was paid to how minutes of silence and solitude, especially in the pre-dawn hours, can expose hidden experiences that we may be trying to ignore or suppress. Instead of allowing negative emotions to accumulate and poison the mind, a simple but effective method is proposed. Find time for self-analysis, record your thoughts on paper, and free yourself from oppressive feelings. This simple practice can significantly impact your ability to cope with stress, sadness, and emotional strain. Now, the author asks viewers what conclusions they've drawn from the video. What practical steps do they intend to take in their lives? Perhaps it will be a habit of conducting self-checks when waking up in the middle of the night, or simply the act of writing down your experiences to understand and process them. Whatever the choice, the author encourages you to share your thoughts in the comments. He's interested to know what resonated with the audience. In closing, the author asks you to like the video, share it with friends, and subscribe to the channel to not miss new helpful tips. Viewer support is of great importance to the author. In conclusion, he wishes everyone to take care and promises to see you in the next video.